Am I live? I think I'm live. Blessed Samhain and blessed be. I see we already have people in the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm a little overlit today, but whatever. It's been a long day. It's been an intense day, if you know what day this is, and we're going to be steering around that subject with such grace and diplomacy going to, and that's why we'll have moderators tonight, but we'll get there. Welcome to our Samhain 2020 live stream here at Drawing the Circle Productions YouTube channel. I am your host, Mark Angelo, Lyons Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but most of you know me as Mal, and that's okay by me. Someday I will tell you the story. Hello, my Nancy. I know my hair is having such a great day. I think everybody's hair should be having a great day today of all days, but again, I'm going to steer around that subject as gracefully as possible. But yeah, no, I have party hair. It didn't do anything different than I usually do. It's just today it decided it wanted to do this, and I'm okay with it. I'm living my best life, or at least my follicles are. Yeah. So, you know, look, we're going to talk about the donkey in the room, I guess, whatever. We're gonna mention it, but we're gonna get it. We'll deal with it when we're in a more prayerful, centered place. And we will have moderators here tonight working the room. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But right now, just welcoming people in. And we got 4 people in the room. So hi Grace. Hello. Meow Meow Dollface. We just have so much to unpack. And as I was chatting with Mal Flanders before going over bullet points for tonight, these are really, there's so much in here that I could just, like, this could be an introduction to a series that I'm going to do here on YouTube. In other words, there's so many pieces, and really we have all of Samhaintide to explore. So maybe once a week we'll take a little Samhaintide streams, info, experiences, because there's a lot to unpack tonight. Let's say hello, Michael Starziak. Hello. So our moderators that are in the room tonight, we will probably have 3, possibly 4. Really, because of the political energy in the air, which is very high, but maybe not everybody's so thrilled, and I understand that too. This is not the place for this. We are going up into the 8th chakra tonight, which really, there's no politics. There's no politics in the 8th chakra. There's no crying in baseball, right? So we'll address it, but then we're moving past it, right? Because this is a high holy day. To me, this is the highest holy day of the Sabbats, and I know everybody connects it to Halloween, but it's not. Well, I mean, it's the same theme, but the astrological cross quarter, we'll talk about all that tonight. We got a lot to cover, but also wanted to let you know the Monday night classes are booked for November over in the Mal's Workshop private Facebook group. If you're interested, there's info everywhere. Go to my website. I got now posts and stuff. I spent a good 48 hours working on my website, so go check out drawingthecircle.com. My posts, my events, all that stuff is up there. But I'm looking forward to doing these classes. They are in Zoom format, but they are in the Facebook version of it. In the private group, no one knows you in it. And all of my groups, if I ever do more, will always be private groups. I'm big on anonymity, so people can let their hair down a little bit. Hi. Good evening, all. Feel high from saying yes. So here's the thing. I'm going to ask my moderators to very politely, if while I'm doing my thing, which is why I need moderators to do this now, I go into trance and whatnot, and somebody comes in the room and they're being all political and whatnot, just first say, no, this really isn't the space for that. We're kind of doing some high stuff there, but thank you and be well. And if they continue, out they go, the heave-ho. I have been channeling the entire movie of All About Eve for a week now. Don't know why. It's just been there at the tip of my tongue, ready to scald and freeze. That being said, yeah. Good. Yeah, a lot of, well, believe me, we are going to raise above the fray in a big way, possibly even inspiring some out-of-body experiences. And we need to talk about that too, the safety aspect for tonight. Please moderators every now and again. If you could put it up there, it's like, remember to stay grounded, right? I mean, you're going to be in your body, but you'll see. And also a lot of what we're going to be talking tonight will certainly be in the next workshop that I'm doing on Facebook, this Magical Spiritual Names. It's a 3-hour thing. Again, all the information's on the Facebook group, on my Drawing the Circles Facebook page, and on my website. We're going to talk about the 8th chakra and Samhain and its connection and all of that stuff. And there's a lot. You may see I have a black candle here already anointed with frankincense oil. We're going to light it in honor of the ancestors. If you have a candle handy, that's great. Don't need one. That one is primed and ready to go. We're going to talk about the ancestors before that first, because you got more than just your genetic kind. Absolutely going to look at that. We're particularly part of the 8th chakra. And we're going to do a rather, after we light the candle and call in the ancestors and all of that and spend some time with them, we're going to go into the castle of the soul in the 8th chakra. A little Carolyn Mace intro, kind of sort of get us in the vibe and the mood there. And then guess what we're ending with? We are ending with a 12-card mantra draw from the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, so that you can have something to focus on for this. Now we're in the underworld. Welcome to the underworld, folks. We're in a whole new world. We're in a whole new world as of today. Notice? So that being said, we have quite the agenda, yet we're going to go with the flow with all of this, just waiting to see if simultaneously Lucy and Ethel, like both of us. It's like both of them kind of is the deal I'm getting. I'm floating with headache, etc. Oh, there's a conversation going on there, which is why, please forgive me if I don't respond to every question. This is why we have moderators. Oh, yes. So if you would like to super chat, if you have a question, you don't have to super chat to ask a question, obviously. If you have a question, type it. The moderators are going to write it down. I believe Meow Meow Dollface is doing that for us tonight. And then when I take questions, I'll ask, is there any questions? There was always a time delay between when I say it and when you guys see it. And then the response, same thing. There's a time delay. So I will take those questions. Yep, she said yes. She'll be writing those down. But if you have a question and you want priority, then super chat it. You just go to that little $ thing at the bottom. You figure it out. It ain't that hard. It's YouTube. User end, right? Definitely not that complex to do. A little sliding scale. And if you just want to donate at any point, it's something I do, like clicks for you, and like bam, send me some super chat cash. Why? Because I am a working witch. You know, people are like, what do you mean a professional witch? It's like, it's how I make my living, dude. And not just the stuff in the public, the stuff that I do in the private, the prayers, the meditations, it's a lot of work doing all of this. It's like getting paid to spiritually evolve, which sounds nice. It sounded nice when I was in my late teens, early 20s. Sure, Path of the Gods sounds good, right? And it's living through the crucible. Not Arthur Miller for a change, but no, and we're still in one, obviously, on planet Earth. So a lot to cover tonight, but I'm going to keep it as light and fun as I can because it is 8th chakra. It's the ability to see from a more symbolic perspective. And in that way, impersonal, but that doesn't mean cold. If anything, it means more open-hearted, more unity consciousness. We'll get there. Good. So there's lovely chat going on here. And because we started late, it looks like people are making their way into the room. I just wanted to wait for Mal to get here. I'm sure she'll shout out when she's in the room. Otherwise, I have some other news. Mal and I are in talks to do our next Mal and Mal do a podcast, right? We're going to do the next one. There are a couple of topics I have in mind. I have a lighter schedule this next week coming up because I'm doing the What Do I Need reads for this new moon to full moon next, Scorpio to whatever it is, whatever the full moon is in next, whatever it's in Gemini, I think. So we're going to do the podcast. We're going to try and have it out by Friday the 13th, just because it's Friday the 13th. But certainly, if you have anything you guys want us to podcast about, if we're up for it, we'll do it. So comments and suggestions are always welcome. What else we got here? Classes, workshop, pods. Oh yes, my moderators. I think we've covered just about everything. Is she in the room yet? Well, I guess not. I mean, we can start without her, but you know. Just water, folks. I am not going to get drunk on YouTube live stream the night of all nights. In celebration, would love to, but this is not that kind of party. We're going up into the 8th chakra. We're going to be drawing down and being pulled up into our ancestors and the pantheons of the divine. Where do you see where we go tonight? There's a lot going on in the 8th chakra. There she is. Hi. What a night. I know Mala was chatting with her before. She's feeling, see, now this is one of the perks of empathic skill, right? To feel the collective on a night like this, if you're in alignment, right? It's like a radio station, or even alignment with it or not, you can really get very, very high. You can catch quite the buzz. And I have to say, my blood's a little carbonated right now. I got some sparkle in me. It's been a busy day. These romantic soulmate reads are a hoot to do. I love them. I don't think I'm going to do the twin flame reads anymore. I hate them. I honestly do, or at least I'm taking a break from them. I have a brilliant idea of what to replace it with, but that's to be seen. Another week or two. That'll pop itself out. Okay, so how about we do our opening prayer? We'll surrender all of this and see what happens, right? I have a Virgo. I have a clipboard, and I have a pen, and I have a calendar and a black candle and more magic on my fingers alone. So shall we, everyone, please take a moment. Please, please, please take a moment. Yeah, no need for the twin flame reads with what you're, yeah. I've had it with them. It's like, let's look at the soulmate contracts. Those are the ones you want, trust me. And people who want the other content can certainly find it. It's just what they're asking for. Can I have the most spiritually transmute them anymore? I don't want to tap into that anymore. Let's see. I look like a rock star, do I? Well, a friend of mine dropped by today just to say hi, and this is what I recorded in today, exactly this. The only thing I've changed is my shoes. I'm wearing bedroom slippers now, because I even wear like loafers, even though you can't see them. I'm in drag. I mean, this is my witch drag. And you never seen me in witch drag before, and I kind of forgot I had it on. So it was a funny moment. Today's a great day. I'm just gonna say it's a great day. But to reiterate, before we do the prayer, we may talk about the election, but we're not going to go deep. We're not. This is not a political space. I won't have it. My moderators know me, and they know I won't have it if any of that shenanigans goes on. But you can feel, as we go upwards in vibration here, allow that 8th chakra to reveal things from a higher perspective. It can only get better. Please take a nice deep breath. And this isn't to, stop the flow of what's feeling good, but to experience it from an even higher place of awareness. So take a moment, and by all means, because the energy is high, please make sure you are safely situated. Like if you need to do this with your eyes open from time to time, that's okay. Whether the prayer or the meditation or whatever we do, please make sure that you are safely situated. If there are candles there, because people have been known with 8th chakra stuff, it would make sense. It's the chakra that hovers over the head that they kind of astral project. It happens. I've seen it. So please get yourself grounded and comfortable in a position you can stay in for a couple of minutes. Close your eyes or not. Breathe. And scan that body you incarnated into, right? If any place feels tight, tense, or holding on, and just breathe. The thing about the 8th chakra is it's not complex. Getting there is not a struggle, but it is about letting go. Being so here in the now without even trying, that you just naturally drop what doesn't serve, even if just for the moment. So how do you know you're in alignment with your 8th chakra? How relaxed are you? And all you need to do to be aware of it Just focus on it over your head. About 8 inches above you. Like your own personal moon or star. That spiritual power. It's always there, but all you have to do is kind of think up and you're plugged in. So breathe down what it's offering as I offer this prayer. Dearest God, God is all that is. We surrender this time spent together to you. May it serve your purposes. We're here only to be truly helpful. We're here to represent you who sent us. We don't have to worry about what to say or what to do because you who sent us are directing us. So we are content to go wherever you wish, knowing that you go along with us and that we will be healed as you teach us to heal. Please show us what you'd have us do, where you would have us go, what you would have us say, and to whom in this conversation, both in the physical and the non-physical. And I do ask that our collective pantheons of guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and higher selves, please surround us, all who are watching this live or later, in a force field of light containing and protecting the work, the exchange that we will share this evening, this time spent together with you. I ask that all information and energy that exchanges between us, both in the physical and in the non-physical, all dimensions, all overtones, all timelines, all lifetimes involved here, be done clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all. Thank you. It is my honor to serve. Use me. That's what I was born to do. In fulfillment of the divine plan and for the well-being of all. So let it be. And so it is. Wow. You ready? Breathe. Wiggle fingers, oh, wiggle toes. Take a few deep breaths, because here it goes. Let's talk about the 8th chakra. Now, I learned a long time ago that if you take your fingers like this from thumb to fingertip and you start touching your perineum, I'm just saying that's the motion. Google it if you don't know what that is. You place that there, it will go whoop, right to the center of your solar plexus, which for me tends to be about 2 inches below the navel. From there, you inch your way up to the solar plexus to the heart, throat, third eye, crown, 8th, so like right up, like right there, like it's half of it would be off screen, right? You're going to get the idea there. So, you know, kind of like getting under your soul star, I guess, if you want to call it. Thank you, Mal, for the $1.99. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I'm looking at little Bay City Rollers tonight. Well, it is SATURDAY night. I had a crush on all of them, all those accents. Okay, I was 7, but you know, early on in some lifetimes. Yeah, that 8th chakra has been called a lot of things. The upper room, although some people call the 7th chakra the upper room, right? The star center, the soul center. I just call it the 8th chakra. I mean, that's what Carolyn Mace calls it, and I'm okay with that, right? Just call it the 8th, because it is in the realm of mystery to explain. Lower 3 chakras, right? The root, the sacrum, the solar plexus, navigating the physical world, your interpersonal relationships, really about out here. The heart, the throat, the third eye, the crown, the personal world, the world behind your eyes, your psychological. I mean, time is different on the inside than it is on the outside, and you know that. You know that experientially, we all do. But the 8th chakra is in, well, there are many above it, but is in the symbolic level of power. It is your spiritual power. Lower 3, you do magic. And before you do miracles, this up here is mysticism. This is a great mystery. And I'm learning so much about it this time around. I always do this time of year because I focus on each chakra for each sabbat. Now, why is this connected to Samhain? I hear some of you thinking. No, none of you are thinking that. I'm going to tell you the fuck anyway. Because if you start with Yule at the root, and then Imbolc at the second chakra, the sacrum, and then Ostara at the solar plexus, and Beltane at the heart, and Letha, summer solstice at the throat, Lamas Lugnasad at the third eye, Maven at the crown, then of course, woo, thank you, Michael, for that super chat. Samhain, the eighth chakra. Now, one of the things about that is the eighth chakra is the home of the archetypes. And, you know, I do a lot of Forever Young, right? Woo! Forever Young, man. All of those archetypes end up sooner or later being a Halloween costume, right? So there it is. It's the spirit realm. It's the other side of the veil, which really places the veil somewhere in between your crown chakra and the eighth. I've also been experiencing that the eighth chakra is the last level of consciousness where our humanity and our identity on that level is so strictly described. It's a long story, and I'm experiencing this stuff and have been since Halloween. I'm a mystic. Let me do that work for you. Trust me. It's not the easiest thing. Yes, Michael, thank you so much for the $19.99. Thank you. We'll just call that a Prince super chat. If he has any questions, he gets to ask whatever he wants. Okay. Also, the eighth chakra is called the seat of the soul. I mean, if you really look it up, you'll find it called many different things. But the seat of the soul. So it was with that piece of information I went into meditation a couple of nights ago, and I don't want to go through the whole experience. Like I said, I don't have like the rockets and fireworks in my mystical experiences. Let's just say I found myself in a familiar terrain, sitting in the center courtyard of the castle of my soul, which I started experiencing that when I read Carolyn Mace's Entering the Castle, based on the work of St. Teresa of Avila. My God, that came out way over 10 years ago. I had to, because I was living it, like going into the castle every night as I went to bed. Fabulous work, intricate work. Took me years to get through that book, but still, nonetheless, amazing. A lot to do with grace, and that's why Words of Grace and her book Divine Gravity, it's all the stuff. Huge healing, got me through a lot. So when I found myself in my eighth chakra, because I asked him to help me get up there, and I was sitting in the seat of the soul, and it was in the center courtyard of the castle of my soul with the 7 mansions. So we're going there tonight. Can you see how all of these are like different live streams unto themselves? They just are. They're all components of this larger thing. And so that's why we need to talk about ancestors. Ancestors. You hear a lot about them this time of year, particularly from witches and pagans. The Mexican Day of the Dead, you know, it's found throughout the world, right? Certainly there's a global thing, ancestral worship in some cases, but at least honoring in this case. In my experience from the eighth chakra, we have 2 different types of ancestors. The first is the obvious, the genetic. And I was raised that an ancestor meant somebody in your bloodline who died before you were born. That definition has loosened itself to anybody in your family genetic lineage who died. I get that. That's fine. And of those, you know, you're aware of or you're not, along with that does come the ancestral patterns that we're clearing out of our energy fields and our cell tissues as part of the Great Awakening / Armageddon deal we're going through right now. So, you know, it's tricky shit, right? But your other type of ancestors, the archetypal ancestors, are the ones that you may have no genetic connection to whatsoever, but nonetheless are ancestors. And I've talked about this a lot, usually this time of year. Scott Cunningham is one of my ancestors. He was alive while I was alive, but he is a gay, pagan, witch, eclectic author, right? So, of course, I mean, you should see like my spreadsheets of the work that I do when I'm writing a book. It's like, oh, Virgo, like his work has had a huge influence on me. How could I not, right? But not just that, symbolic ancestors. What about all the witches that have ever been? I identify as a witch. I've been initiated in all sorts of kind of different ways, formally, traditionally, as well as the gods themselves. So, you know, I got that going for me. And so I've got the ancestors of every true witch that's ever been. I mean, it's very Chilling Adventures of Sabrina when they call upon on that exorcism scene. Woo, girl, you know I wrote that one down and rewrote it myself, right? Whew, right? So you have, of course, different types of ancestors. Are you an artist? Are the ancestors of mothers, of healers? Dr. Usui, Reiki, one of your ancestors, right? So start thinking about them, because we're going to light this candle in a little bit, and we're going to ask them to join us in the 8th chakra, right? But also they wanted me to include what else is in the 8th chakra, in case you didn't know. Particularly in the castle of your soul, it has portals to all different other aspects of spiritual higher dimensional truth, like the Akashic Records. Boom. If you're a reader, everybody's tapping into the Akashic Records. They just don't know it, right? If they're getting really accurate information, at least, and timelines and all of that crazy we don't have to figure out right now. But of course, then in the 8th chakra is your access to your guides, your masters, your teachers, your gods, your goddesses, your saints, your angels, your totems, your healers, your ancestors, and your higher selves. There are some who say that the 8th chakra is the domain of the higher self, the seat of the soul. And this is where it goes theological, and who the hell cares? It's the experience that transforms anyway. Good. Good, good, good. If anybody has any questions, type it. I'm trying to give you clarity and concision and inspiration, and my guides are running the show. So I just call all of them my pantheons, and that's why the way I see my castle layout. And we're going there. We're going on a field trip. There are these 7 mansions, one for each chakra color, just how they are. I mean, I'm a tasteful designer. It's not as flagrant as you would think. But in the center is the 8th chakra space, right? That is the courtyard. And in the courtyard, there is a pantheon of 12 thrones. It's my personal Game of Thrones, right? Sections of 3 with a cross like that way, right? So 3, 6, 9, 12, right? And we're going to go there, and you're going to go into the center of the courtyard, and you're going to call in only that which is in resonance with your higher self and your soul, your guides, your masters, your teachers, whoever, and your ancestors. I think that's worth a super chat if you ask me, but you tell me at the end. And plus, remember, I've given you cards. Any questions? I'll give you a moment. If there are any immediate questions. Have we had any questions, meow, meow, or Mal? Meow, meow, or Mal? Mal, do we have any questions? Very good for the jaw. Hey, the Empress 12 stars. Okay. I think I missed something. It's totally possible. Okay, good. Then I really think the next thing that we're going to do, let's call them in. Now, look, this isn't a spell. This is prayer. I mean, hear my call, hear my cry, spirits from the other side, hear my plea, come to me, cross now the great divide. Bam. Charmed. That's how they called grams. Couplets. I'll have some chicken couplets, please. Yeah, the guides are having fun tonight, and the energy is just so high. So here I have a black candle anointed with frankincense oil in order to honor the ancestors. Just pray. You don't need a candle. They're nice. They're helpful. They're great focal points. They're symbolic, and I will let this burn down because I only have a half-hour client tomorrow and 4 more videos to do, and I'll get them out. So I'll watch this until it's all the way burned down. Cool, cool. Everybody, please. If you're working with fire and we do the meditation, just be careful. Breathe. I once again call upon my collective pantheons. Inflammare. Really? Oh, I know why. Because I just saturated you, didn't I? Yes, I did. It is loaded with frankincense. Surprised the little candle doesn't combust. Let's see what happens. Ground and center, feet on the floor if you can. And just with your eyes open or closed, draw your awareness upward, like you're standing under a spotlight, but like in a basement. like you could touch it. You could touch the light. It's not out of your reach. And imagine that light coming down into the air, the well wishes, the blessings coming through the veil of our loved ones. Our genetic ancestors, those recently crossed, as well as those who've been watching our progress in these lives since we were children, that we've never met and do not know the names of. Stretching back in genetic lines for centuries. Men and women, all necessary, all vital to bring us to where we are now and who we were born to become in this life. So I will do this at my own pace. Repeat after me if you like, but certainly speak your heart, speak your soul. My beloved ancestors, my father, his father, his mother, the entire Lyons side of my family, my mother's side of the family, reaching back in so many directions. May you be blessed with the warmth and the light and the gratitude for your help in making me become who I was born to be. To my grandma Margie, who passed down the intuitive skill, apparently, that skips a generation. I feel you with me here and now and in the presence of this flame, your warmth, your Aquarian friendliness and humor that I seem to have inherited as well. To my great-grandmother, who passed on the gift of cooking from Sicily that I got to. Take a moment and feel them like, really right out of Harry Potter, just coming out of the 8th chakra as like whiffs of smoke and then just like appearing around you. This isn't so much a meditation or a visualization. It's just a way of seeing what's going on through a different system of perception. And they really have no worries. There really are no worries in the 8th chakra, gotta say. You see things differently. So of course they love you. And of course they understand. No matter what went down. We honor you, our genetic ancestors. Back to wherever it started. Pick your philosophy. Adam and Eve in a garden, something crawling out of the swamp, whatever. In love and in humor, because you've passed that on to me. Blessed be my ancestors, and please, your guidance, your grace, your wisdom. Always welcome. Always loved. Blessed be. And I call to my archetypal ancestors, the witches, the men and women, those who went to or escaped the noose, the fires, and the stonings, those who kept the craft alive regardless of name or shape or function, regardless of tradition or country or culture of origin, be they called shamans, be they called healers, be they called priests or priestesses, the ones with the wisdom who lived it. I call to you and bid you come, that we may bask in your light and you may bask in our gratitude and love, in honor. As well as I ask that our collective pantheons of the divine prepare us for access and entry into the castle of the soul, so we may commune more clearly and see things from a much higher point of view for the well-being of all. I could sit here all night and name my ancestors by name, and maybe indeed tonight I will do that, particularly tonight of all nights. But what matters now is the love that I feel. I am with legions of ancestors, all invested in what I've come to do in this lifetime, watching, non-judgmental, backing me up, and that is true for every single one of us. While the veil is thin, may we see you, may we feel you, may we experience you in the ways we are ready for the well-being of all. That your messages may come through us and to us as a blessing to all of life. Blessed Samhain, those beyond the thinning veil, I love you. So may it be, and so it is. Oh, the life of a purple-haired gay mystic. Yeah, bless our grandma Margie's. I know. But that's the thing. Thank you so much, Mal, for the love of the ancestors. Thank you. Yes, if anybody feels like they would care to super chat, please feel free to. Because guess what? We did what we were going to do. Now we're going to go higher. We're going to go higher. We're going up into the 8th chakra. That's why I asked in the last part of that prayer that they kind of lift us up. They kind of going to like lift us up and out. So I'm not kidding. That was prayer. This could be an OBE. God, I'm dating myself. Don't confuse an OBE with an NDE, darling. It's not an NDA. It's an NDE, near-death experience. That's where you astral project and can't find the way back. But you do. But you do. How are you all doing? I'm giving you a minute. I'm going to slam you I'm going to slam you into your 8th chakra. That's not how it works. It's not how any of this works. I need a minute. God, I really want to smoke a cigarette, but I only smoke cigarettes when I'm in prayer. That's why I smoke like 5 cigarettes a day now. But how many prayer breaks, right? Lovely, just lovely. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I'm so glad. Oh, yeah, Kitty, you can't nibble your leg. Well, isn't that sweet? Yeah, my boys are passed out. The energy's really high. Like, I know when the empathic surge gets high, like, they'll just go and hide because they're smart, right? I'm like, why am I not doing that right now? I got work to do. Nancy Antonucci, when we get there, I would love to know what my dear ancestor, who is on the brink of leaving nearly entered. Yeah, ladies, she gets top priority on that. My moderators write that one down. They'll feed that one back to me because you might be able to go ask her yourself right now. We're going up and into the 8th chakra. Now, we all know, if you're new, you don't know this, very heavily influenced by the work of Caroline Myss, MYSS, go mace.com. Her work has saved my life. I've never met her. She's really the only person on planet Earth that kind of intimidates me. I love her. I just respect her. I don't know if it's a past life thing, whatever, who cares? I just love her. Her book, Entering the Castle, was revolutionary. It was really hard to read, and I'm pretty good at this stuff. I've been doing this since I was a teenager, this spirituality stuff. But her work has never ceased to have an impact on my life and be exactly what I needed at the time I found it, even when it comes back around. Thank you, Meow Meow. So that's what this is inspired. It's I feel like see, here's an ethical thing. I'm a Virgo, obviously. If you can't tell, realizing. It's not plagiarism necessarily. These are the prayers that I learned from her, but that have morphed and changed and whatever through my own experience as a mystic, and I'm sharing that. So no dishonor to her. She saved my life. Her and Bette Midler. Okay, the list is getting bigger. Bette Midler, Caroline Myss, they saved my life without ever meeting me. All right, so we got it. I feel ethically cleaner than I did a few minutes ago. So let's enter the castle, shall we? Everyone know I'm serious. If you got a candle, you make sure that thing is somewhere safe, that if you go out the body, that you don't go into it or let it burn out of control. Good. Let's do this. Breathe. Now I am deliberately kicking off my bedroom slippers, comfy though they may be, and anchoring my feet into the legs of my dining room table, tapping into the wood, into the roots of the planet. Do that, right? Ground. Breathe. Get comfortable, right? Scan from head to toe to get as comfortable as you can be while still being consciously aware and awake of at least my voice. And I ask my pantheons to now work through me. Breathe in. And as your body and mind relax, just remember that 8th chakra hovering over you. You can fake to the left, you can fake to the right. It's there. It's there. It's mobile. It's your reality on a whole other different vibrational plateau. So feel those ancestors up there, still around you, but that's really where they are. So as you become aware of them, you tune yourself to that 8th chakra, the symbolic level of power, the spirit part of you, the non-physical aspect. And as you breathe and relax, just imagine plates of armor falling away from your body, clunking to the floor and disappearing into the earth. And we ask the Earth Mother to please absorb and transmute all energies that we are releasing to be recycled into love, into truth, into power, into wisdom for the well-being of all. So may it be. Just imagine like a floating upwards, very gentle but in relaxation, not shooting up, just like floating, like dropping ballast from a hot air balloon little by little. Your awareness may be starting in the heart, moving up through the throat. It's not even thinking about it, it's just being aware, point of focus up through the head, up through the top of your head, and just gently rising up, as well as feeling the love and support of the guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and higher selves, gently lifting you. And all you can see is golden white light. Right? Whether it starts as a spark and glows, very peaceful. No form, just cloudy, white, golden, sparkly, like light through rutilated quartz. A little sparkle of gold in there. And you are sitting as you're listening to my voice. So you are sitting in the 8th chakra. Not so much astral projection, but bilocation, projection of consciousness. But a simultaneous experience, a multi-dimensional overlay. As the veil is so thin. And feel yourself sitting in the seat of your soul. As the space around you begins to fill in, you are sitting in the center of a circle in a courtyard, surrounded by 7 mansions within castle walls, 10 feet thick, 100 feet high, carved of a single diamond. And rather than come in through the drawbridge, we find ourselves here. The light, hazy but bright. Now, little by little, we may attune ourselves as I offer this brief prayer. We have crossed the drawbridge into the silent bliss of the castle of the soul. Here in this castle, we find ourselves under the light and companionship of our guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, and ancestors. And under their light, their companionship, we discover and experience the love, the power, the wisdom, the depth, and the beauty of who we really are as a soul. From lifetime to lifetime, who we truly are at core. Here in this castle, we are surrounded by our pantheons. Here in this courtyard, we embrace the power of prayer and meditation and intuition and guidance and grace here in the center of our souls. We release who we believe ourselves to be previously, that we may be used as channels of guidance, grace, love, power, wisdom, vision, creativity, love, in ways that this world has never seen and has just become more available because this world can now take more of it. That we may remember who we are. And remember that we are Legion. Our guides, those who help us in the day-to-day. Your keys are over there. Helping me find my cell phone. You guys are amazing. Right, little pieces of information, little turns of the head when the clock is 11:11 or 3:33 or 1:234. Thank you. Thank you. The masters, the ascended masters, those who've graduated planet Earth, played the game, came out the other side, finding that the Alpha and the Omega, how you start is how you end, but somehow you're different because you're still eternal, who reach back through time and space to assist, and to whom all of this we're going through is like watching an old movie, a memory. Our teachers of everything. Julia Child, you know, those ones who have interest in you because you have interest in them in all ways, shapes, and forms, arts and sciences. Thank you, our masters and our teachers, our gods, our goddesses. We could spend days, I do spend days in love with you, in honor and in gratitude. The saints, those who walked this world and who are still to this day invoked for intervention and intercession on the daily by millions of people, regardless of culture or name. The angels and the archangels, the celestials, the archangelic families. Thank you. Messengers of light, of truth. Thank you. Totems, the lifelong totemic powers woven into the soul in this life and beyond, to the spirit animals. Come and go, but the lifelong genetic, nearly genetic connection to our totems, you amazing beings of the divine in nature. Every culture has them. Thank you, beloved ones. Our healers, which can be spread through the spectrum of the divine we've already connected with and addressed, but those specifically as well who are here for our healing in higher dimensions, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Thank you. Thank you. Our ancestors, symbolic and genetic. Thank you. Thank you for the body. Thank you for the good skin on my part in particular. I really appreciate that. For the love, for the humor, for the wisdom, for the strength. Thank you. And to our higher selves, who dwell comfortably in the 8th chakra, but originate from much higher. Thank you. And get what they mean when they say you are never alone. You're all one. To your left, to your right, your pantheons, and those you know and those you don't, can't get past that castle wall unless your higher selves, your higher powers allow them in. This is the sanctum sanctorum, the upper room, the throne room of the 8th chakra, the seat of the soul. So what will you bring back with you on the return journey? The veil is thin. You can return here at any time, but must be done relaxed, one would think, to float upward with prayer, with intention, with meditation, with gratitude. For this castle of the soul is your piece of heaven. that at the same time, you are also heaven, incarnate in form. One thread appearing to be a fabric of many. One light appearing to manifest as all. So from this 8th chakra place now, imagine the world below you. If you like, hovering in front of you as you sit on your throne, as well as in your chair, your sofa, wherever you're sitting. What is your gift while the veil is thin? I personally ask my pantheons of the divine to work through me to bring to life the most fulfilling reality for Mother Earth and all sentient life upon her. That will use me, that we may heal, that we may grow, that we may be the best that we can be, that we may remember our love, our wisdom, our power, why we're here, not just as some job, but getting that we're here to be the truth of who we are. And to take the hero's journey and to deal with linear time and all the changes and fluctuations of a world that never sits still for a single second. Because where we really come from, this 8th chakra, this castle of the soul, pristine. Yes, reptiles may have crawled in. Read St. Teresa, she'll tell you all about it. Carolyn Mace will go deeper if you like. But in time, as you remember you have the castle, you remember that you don't have a soul. You are a soul. And you are a higher self. And you are a guide, a master, a teacher, a god, a goddess, a saint, an angel, a totem healer, an ancestor, all the way back to source. And to boil it all down, you are love. That which called forth the multi-universe, the multiverse into being in order to experience itself as itself and as someone else looking at itself. What a grand adventure planet Earth is. So really, from the 8th chakra, there is no birth and there is no death. There is merely playing the game and not playing the game. And you can even play the game from outside physical incarnation. It's the best show in the galaxy right now, planet Earth. When you see it that way, what will your gift be this Samhain, that as you heal yourself and as you interact with others, do you choose to play the game, remembering who you are and being a blessing upon this world and all that you do, known and unknown? That's what's available now. The world has changed. Really, just even today. Welcome to the new golden timeline. So might it be. And so it is. We're just not going to open our eyes and find ourselves back in our bodies so quickly. Feel the familiarity of this castle. The light it emanates. Each mansion, almost like a town within it, in terms of its rooms and its hallways and its chambers to explore, its gardens, its fountains, its attics, its basements. All about the soul. And portals to the Akashic Records when you get your library card, apparently, and all sorts of ways in and out of different experiences, the underworld, the upper world. This is where we become, in a very Star Trek-y kind of way, unfortunately, galactic citizens, multidimensional beings, and we were that before we were this. So whatever you want to call it, from Samhain till Yule, and then again from Samhain till Imbolc, February 2nd. What an opportunity to be drawing down that power into your life and taking respite in the 8th chakra, the castle of your soul, surrounded by those who love you wisely and powerfully. So acknowledge them again. For myself, I will say I'm in communion with you several times a day. But thank you for all that you have done and resolved and guided and given me grace for in this life as a gift to me and for the well-being of all. Thank you, my beloved Pantheons. It is an honor to be in your presence and to be one with you. Thank you, my beloved Pantheons. Thank you. And now let the light become cloudy again. Knowing that you can return when it's right, when you're ready, when it's right, when it's time to let that image fade. And to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, take a few deep breaths and make your way back into the room, allowing your eyelids to be the last things to move as you open outwards. So motivated. Smab. All right, where are you, Matt Con? All right, take a minute. I just slam into divination mode all of a sudden. Let the boys be boys. Slam. The Mac Dad will make you jump, jump. The Daddy Mac will make you jump, jump. How y'all doing? I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, by the way, I don't know what this is, but I like it. I'm not mad at it. I just don't know how to replicate it. It just wanted to be very Kal-El. Mal-El. What are you going to do? All right. Giving people time to kind of get grounded. I just held my Jessie and that's sweet. Aw, sweetheart. I know. I've got a night with the ancestors tonight, and I'm going to talk to my dad. It's that time of year. I talk to him when we need to, but tonight, yeah, I will certainly do that. So if anybody has any questions, I know that Nancy had a question. I'm going to ask for Meow Meow to feed me some questions. Otherwise, I guess I can scroll up. But if we can start with Nancy's super chat question, that would be great. Remember, super chat questions get what is it? Preference? That's not the right word. Priority. It's been a long day, folks. It's been a very long day. Nancy Antonucci, when we get there, I would love to know what my dear art ancestor, who is on the brink of leaving, does she need anything from you? Okay, well, I mean, I'm going to do this healing mantra thing in a little bit, but hang on. Because why not go directly to the higher selves? That's the thing about being a reader and operating from your dining room table. Everything's right here. Just take a breath, Nancy. Can you give me a first name at least and a sun sign if necessary? If you know, I mean, I'm sure you know their sun sign, just to help me tune in a little bit. Otherwise, it's Nancy's friend who, the artist, would just be a little helpful. Yeah, Nancy, I'll be glad to tune in because I'm still in the 8th chakra. We're always in the 8th chakra. We're just not always focused there. So if you can give me just a first name and a sun sign, that would just be helpful. Because there's a lot going on in the air too. So just even a general target area is helpful. Otherwise, in a few minutes, if we don't have any other questions to address, we're going to do a 12-card mantra card pull. But I'm waiting to see what Nancy's response is. Bud Cutter, I'm sorry, I didn't see that part. One of the greatest teachers of my life, magical man. Okay, got it. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, got it. I got his name. I'm sorry, it's just I didn't see it because the writing is itty bitty, teeny tiny. But that's all I need. Here we go. Sorry that took so long. Breathe. Okay. Thank you, beloveds. I feel you. What is the message? What does he need from her? What does Bud need? Does he need anything? Nancy? Aww. Show simple acts of kindness. You don't need to do much, honey. Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. You don't need to do the Star-Spangled Banner. Touching. And I feel like subtlety in this case. I feel the love here, and I feel the appreciation, and it could move me to tears, but I'm on camera and I'm wearing a lot of mascara, so I'm not going to do that. But thank you. I mean, I would love to. We'll talk about this more. If you want to go deeper, we'll go deeper. But there is a lot. There is a lot of love there. And I mean, it seems a little cliche. Oh, they love you. They're handing you flowers. It's not like that. It's just deeper. I don't know if this is the time and place to do that. I'm really not a medium, and this person hasn't really crossed over. It's not really them. I'm reading their energy field through you, which is tricky. Very kind man. So that makes sense. You know, and that's the thing. Just because the 8th chakra gives you the experience of being with your loved ones, and that's where we come from. It's like we're there before we're here. If you think about it, right? We come down in vibration to be here. So that's really our home, more of a home than this place is, which is why we often feel like stranger in a strange world. But that doesn't mean that the grieving process isn't absolutely necessary on this plane. And I think that's, now do you see why I separate Samhain and Halloween? Like, one's Reese's peanut butter cups, which I'm fucking down for, right? And getting all dressed up and putting on more makeup than I have to every day. I don't know, whatever. But this Samhain, it's different. It's the highest, it's the most solemn, I guess, of the high holy days, but great levity and very mystical. Your ability to actually connect with the divine directly. I mean, connect with the divine. It implies separation. You're not separate from the divine. You are the divine, but the remembrance of that, the experience of that is just so high this time of year, and which is why you're supposed to be resting, right? We're not supposed to be running around like buying salad shooters for people for the holidays. Remember salad shooters? Like shoot cucumber slices at people from across the room. Let's see. So do we have any other questions? Because Nancy, I'll be glad to talk to you about that privately. There's just a lot there. Please advise on blessings for home during this season. Well, if you want to do that kind of stuff, I mean, I'm just going to pull divination, but that's okay. We ain't gotta. I didn't actually put it in the description, so yeah, I kind of slight divination burnout. Look, I just like I'm not really a cosplay witch. Like I have a lot of magical accoutrement, I just don't wear it. I mean, maybe for special spiritual ceremonies or something like that. But my house is, though very much a witch's cottage, I don't necessarily live a Halloween 24/7 kind of aesthetic. That's not really who I am as an earth sign and as a Virgo. So I have to say, altars and shrines, right? If you want to really decorate, like altars and shrines, like if you have a mantelpiece, right, put up the pictures of the people, right? Light incense. I mean, I can do a whole class on altars and shrines and stangs and, oh my God, sacred space within myself. Oh, help me build it on this shelf. Right, there we go. Ta-da! Instant spell there. So it's all taste. It's all about what feels right to you. But for one personally, skulls are not my aesthetic. They're just not. I mean, I get it. I get the sacredness of it, but you know, it's also a little which is cool too. All right. So, well, it is now 10:15. We started about an hour ago. How are you all doing? Are you all kind of settled in now? Because if you want, I mean, if you're up for it, if anybody wants to super chat me while we do it, I'm going to pull 12 of these suckers anyway, and I'm not reading from the bookie book. I am going to go. Said I was going to do it. The guides are telling me to do it. The veil is like so thin. It's like not even there. It's like so porous. Nothing like a porous veil. I dated a guy named Porous Veil. Come to think of it, breathe. Okie dokie. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods. Yes, you're all in on this one. Please, our collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, the higher selves of all involved, all of y'all from the 8th chakra and above. Please, one card in clarity for the Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Might as well for this Samhain. What is the healing mantra they most need? Oh, that's two. They most need to focus on. It would be truly helpful for them this Samhain. Rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. And I think that's wise for anybody. Use your head. It's saying really not bypass your emotions, but the more often you're like, you know what? Like today, like I feel really good. I'm going to embrace that. Maybe through gratitude work or just to settle into it. The more I embrace it, it rewrites what's going on in your subconscious. So it doesn't say you'll never feel bad again. It's just less often. And that's a lot about indirect manifestation and all that jazz. Boom! We won't be here till midnight, thank God. Hey, super chat if you like, if you love me, if you want to, please do. Boom. Taurus, collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, please. My pantheons of the divine, straight, hot, coming down from the 8th chakra. What do you got for the Taurus collective? Expanding inner power. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. This is about your own inner artist. Everybody has one. Everybody wants to create. So how do you give your creativity a voice? That's going to help you expand your inner power. Now remember, that can be private. It doesn't have to be on a public venue. It doesn't have to be anybody, like journaling, right? To give your creativity a voice can be done through food, can be through decor, and all that jazz, right? Creativity, giving it a voice. You can do that working out, right? To take that energy inside of you and create your body, right? To give it a voice that way. Taurus. Let's keep going. Geminis, oh, all two of you, please, my collective pantheons, I need one card in clarity, perfect healing mantra. For the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, this Samhain tide. Let's see. Cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do, which means about in any given moment. Being in the present moment, you'll always know what to do instead of anticipating and worrying and regretting, oh, I should have done that. When you cultivate courage, remember courage, the root of the word is from the French word for the heart, courage, mon frère, courage. So that thing of not just following your heart, but knowing over time you're going to build that it's a great mantra. I've used it. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do instead of freaking yourself the fuck out, right? Air signs, right? I think two ways about it. Duh. There are two of you in there, so you both probably think of it four ways. All ways of my ways, said the Cancerian queens. Show me. Nice deep breath. Wolf with their heads, please. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Cancerian collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for this Samhain. The perfect healing mantra for them. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Dispelling sadness. Aw, my Cancerians. I will feel better once I get the rest I need, because you're empaths and you're feeling everybody's everything. And look at what the world's been going through this year, let alone what it went through today and is going through today. The highs and the lows and the cliffhanger and the get the rest that you need. It's a really good mantra. And if you say it while you're laying down, I think it does kind of allow you to really let go of sadness. It may cry through you. But it'll be a good cry, a healing cleanse. Just saying. Leos, hi. Meow, breathe. Meow. Oh, I'm a lion. Meow, I'm a lion. Please. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, oh, all y'all. One card in clarity for the Leo collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. What is their perfect healing mantra for this Samhain tide? Demystifying the darkness. Ooh, someone's doing shadow work. Naughty kitty. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be set. Now I know I gave it a little bit more of a sexier tinge than it actually has. Our shadow, psychologically, spiritually speaking, it's toxic stuff, right? But when it comes up, when it shows itself, don't let it run the show. That's called shadow possession. Instead, it's showing you where your love needs to go within yourself, to give it a voice, to let it be heard, to let it be healed. It's the parts of you that are calling for love, most likely inner child stuff. I think a lot of our shadow stuff is stuff from childhood, right? So to let it be heard, but it doesn't get to run the show, and it certainly doesn't get to burn down the house. Leo. Oh, Virgos, do we really need a healing mantra? I mean, we are the healing mantra. Getting so high on this energy. See, this is getting high. This is 8th chakra stuff, which is why I can't do readings all day long like I used to when I was younger. I didn't look like this. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please. What is the perfect healing mantra? We're almost halfway through for the Virgo collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign for Samhain 2020. Yeah, this is me totally sober, folks. Embodying my soul. I have a right to be excited. I have a right to be excited. I have a right to be excited. I think a lot of people have the right to be excited, but I'm not going there tonight. I think, you know what, the Virgos, like that, we got the right to be excited. I have the right to be excited. I'm just going to leave that one there. I mean, it's called embodying your soul because in that excitement, in that joy, in that present moment where the soul, I mean, in other words, you're taking all that 8th chakra stuff and bringing it here. It's kind of what I'm experiencing right now, and I feel excited, and not necessarily about any particular outcome. Just I have a right to feel excited. To be excited, I have a right to be excited. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, you do. Yes, we do. Shall we? Yay, Virgo! I know that rocks. Now, is somebody going to get amplifying abundance? Let's see. We're halfway through. We haven't done the song and dance. Let's see. You know they love to send us that because it's fun. Libra, lovely, luscious, linguistic Libra. Breathe. Oh yeah, I'm Virgo rising and Virgo sun, and I'm Libra, Venus and Libra. Please, my collective pantheons. One card in clarity for the Libra collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract is what I've been saying all day. If I can tell. Please, the perfect healing mantra for the Libra collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs for Samhain tide 2020. Please, what is their perfect healing mantra? Inviting ecstasy. I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. Now, by the way, first couple of days of this, you'll get a tingle. At least I did. But once you have it in the nervous system, like where the brain synapses go there, darn sex, it's lovely. I mean, the other person might not have any idea what's going on. Silent mantras. It's silent tantra mantra. Ooh, how linguistic. How cunningly linguistic. Let's keep moving. It's a good one. Yeah, I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires. It literally invites ecstasy, and you can tell I've done hours on that one. Yeah. Uh-oh, Scorpio. Uh-oh. Ooh, you deep, dirty water signs. Breathe. I'm getting so high off this. Oh yeah, I'll get to sleep early. Please, my collective pantheons, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus signs. What's their perfect healing mantra? This Samhain tide. And we have invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. I have a feeling this might be in your soulmate read, in the extended. I just have a feeling it might be that there's a thing about focusing on the breath where you can actually tap into, in a way, that higher self-realization. I mean, because you have to focus on your breath. So my breath confirms, right? My breath confirms how awake I already am. So the more you are aware of your breath, the more awake you are. And that's brought me up into the 8th chakra too, I will say. That practice has brought me up there as well. Interesting. Sagittarius, you ready? I know we've got one in the room. That French sounded like you pulled a dragon. Oh, yeah, okay. I have no idea what that means. I'll read it all later. Breathe. Sagittarius, speaking of fire-breathing dragons, please, my collective pantheon's perfect mantra, healing mantra for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What have you got for them for this Samhain tide? We have got activating the third eye. I love this one too. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions, like all the conclusions that we've had all year long, and now here we are. Leave that one there. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions really allows some of the static energy around our third eyes, our beliefs, our ideas, and our conclusions to fall away. That I'm willing to see beyond them, right? It shows willingness, and then the guides can start showing you shit. Trust me, that one's a good one too. It's like a little third eye squeegee. Yeah. Capricorn. Oh, is my Lavola in the room? Oh, I hope she is. I hope she gets to watch this. I love her. Well, I love all y'all. It's just my nature. Breathe. My guides, please, the perfect healing mantra for the Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This Samhain, what would help out my Saturn borns? I love them so much, my Saturn signs. Liberating love. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. In other words, this is putting yourself in the flow of giving yourself the love that you need, filling up, and then sharing it with others. So when they do or do not give it back, you are really liberated. And that I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give, because Capricorns are usually very willing to give fulfillment over a long period of time, right? And yes, there's the love, that the fulfillment that comes from giving that to other people, but this is allowing up the more receptive, loosening up more the receptive aspect of it. I allow myself to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give, particularly when you don't feel like giving, right? To then give that love to yourself. It's liberating. It's not once and done either. I have to do it rather often. Aquariums, yay! I know we've got Grace in the room. Hi. Oh, good. Her headache's gone. Good. Because now this one comes for the aqualungs, the aquariums, because it's the age of the aquariums, apparently. Breathe. Ah, my collective pantheons, please. The perfect healing mantra, one card in clarity for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, this Samhain tide 2020. Grounding my energy. Oh, gee, for an earth sign, whoever would have thunk they needed this. It's safe to be in my body. It's safe to be in my body. Ground yourself. Ground yourself, air signs. It's nice that you're orbiting Uranus, your home planet. Named a planet after Uranus. Aquariums. So grounding my energy. It is safe to be in my body. And that's something that your ego might not agree with, particularly with planet Earth, as is at the Mo, but certainly is the truth of your soul. So work that one. That's a very, very intense mantra, but just to be grounded. And shall we, last card down, then I think I'm going to call it a night. I really am. Everybody, look, if you want to super chat, now's the time. Now is the time. I'm getting ready, and maybe I'll do a trick before I leave, considering I'm such a fucking treat, 24/7, 365. Let's get the Pisces read, shall we? Last opportunity for the Amplifying Abundance card. I have cat hair on my face. Breathe. My beloved pantheons of the divine. You know I'm a Pisces moon, right? I'm sure I've mentioned it. Please, can I have one card in clarity for the Piscean collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs for this Samhain, their perfect healing mantra for me and my Mer family. The perfect healing mantra for us is releasing expectations. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. Ooh, fishies. This is saying release your expectations because there's shit coming in you don't expect, right? So take the blinders off. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not, and the ego is going to disagree with that. It's going to disagree with that. Oh, I didn't visualize it. I didn't do 10,000 mantras today. I didn't, do all my spiritual busy work. It's not going to happen. Oh no, I farted downwind and now my karma's destroyed forever. No, the highest possibilities come to be for the evolution of your soul's journey. So by the way, the timeline that we're in right now, I'm kind of okay with, but there's another timeline. Timelines recently went that way over the past couple of days, if you know what I'm talking about. And that other one exists. Everybody gets what they want on some level. This is the version of you that got this. So whether you got what you wanted or not, and that's moment to moment, not just the thing happening in America, staying out of it. But this is all for our well-being, right? So your mantras, again, Aries, rewriting the subconscious. The more I embrace feeling good, the less often I will feel bad. Taurus, expanding inner consciousness. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. Gemini, cultivating courage. In any given moment, I always know exactly what to do. For the Cancerians, dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. So you kids, turn down that music. Crabs. For the Leos, demystifying the darkness. Oh, you're so mysterious. My shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent. The Virgos, I have a right to be excited. I'm embodying my soul. For Libra, I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart's desire. Hence, I am inviting ecstasy and merge. I'll put those aside for a little crystal work later. For the Scorpios, invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am, because it's better to be awake. Sagittarius, activating the third eye. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. Capricorn, liberating love. I am willing to receive all the fulfillment I'm willing to give. For the Aquariums, as I said, grounding my energy. It is safe to be in my body, so get into it, you air signs. I mean, literally put your feet on the floor, give it a try, tiptoe around a little. And for the Pisces, releasing expectations. I love this so much. Only the highest possibilities come to be. Whether I envision them or not, and I'm going to put those three together, maybe with another one, and make myself a little chanty prayer spelly thing. Thank you, Grace Walker, for the 1111. The 1111 is a pre-encoded symbol placed within our cellular memory banks prior to our descent into matter. That when activated, symbolizes that our time of completion is near. The 1111 is now hereby activated. Doing. Just traveled backwards in time 20 years. All right, people. Is there something wrong that I don't feel happy, or am I clogged? No, you're exhausted. You are tired. We are all the empathic surge of being dragged from one end. If you're an empath, girl, we've been dragged from one end of the emotional spectrum to another. It's like Abraham Hicks emotional scale metronome, right? We've just been all over the damn thing for years now, but particularly with a lot of climax in the past 3 days, 4, whatever, right? So sleep, rest, hydrate, take care of yourself. For myself, I might have a gentleman caller tonight. I don't know. It was something that was discussed earlier in the week. I said I would be working. He said I will contact you later, and we shall see. Because it's a high holy day, and even though it's the most solemn sex and death, Eros and Thanatos. Yeah, I said that in the right order. That's nice for a change. Anyway, Mal, my moderators, Michael, Starziak, Meow Meow, Dollface, thank you all so much. For anybody who super chatted me, I greatly, huge appreciate it. Blessed Samhain to you all. We have class on Monday. If you're interested, go check out my website, drawingthecircle.com. In the events section, it's just drop-down menus. You'll figure it out. Or go join up in the Mark Angelo Lyons Mal for short private Facebook group, the larger group. And the event info is there, as well as the Drawing the Circle Facebook page. That's about it. I hope you enjoyed it. The last 2 romantic soulmate reads will be done tomorrow at some point, but upload times have been nuts. So I'm just doing the best I can. It'll get out there. And then Monday, I'll start with the new moon to full moon next. Thank you. I love you. I love your ancestors, your guides, your masters, your teachers, and may you be blessed with all that you need to get up in that 8th chakra when needed, as needed, to heal, to grow, to see things from your soul's perspective. of respect, acknowledgement, and welcome of you and all that you have been through for the well-being of all. So mote it be, and so it is. Thank you all so much. I love you. Have a lovely, lovely evening. Blessed